Welcome to Ambazonia Communication Network, the most educational and anti-colonial revolutionary TV in sub-Saharan Africa. This primetime event will begin momentarily. We urge our viewers to stand by.
This is a live address from the leader of the Ambazonia War of Independence. Welcome to ACN. The Liberation TV of Ambazonia.
Ambazonia, special loyalty. Presence to our Savior who granted us the freedom. Our legends to the hero who God alone we gather. Glory to glory, we rise and never to fall. Here in a nation, flowing with earth and holy. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty in our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. Your Ambazonia, land of freedom. You shall live in plenty, meeting our need. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation.
My fellow countrymen and women, good evening to each and every one of you. I have come today to talk about a lot of issues that are taking place in our war of liberation. I know you are all aware of what is going on. I know all of us are conscious about the progress that we are making, but we must always be reminded, and we must consciously remind ourselves that when we make 10 steps in a forward march, there are a lot of detractors who are interested in chaos, and they try as much as possible to slow us down. That's the natural pattern in every liberation struggle. And I hope by now, 4 years into our war, you've become acquainted to this, what I call the sideshows. Today I want to talk about three key issues. Our resistance on ground zero, its importance as we are moving forward. The second issue I would like to talk about is the change in U.S. policy, its implications on international relations, and the conduct of our war of independence. And I will also address the recent, what I call another distraction attempt, for personal relevance in calling off our national and collective day of resistance, the ghost towns. I know it's a difficult moment for our people, and I always like to begin my statement with a public consciousness of the pain that our people are going through, the sacrifices that they are making, our refugees and the different heroes and heroines who are helping out, our prisoners of war, whose stamina and resistance, though tested, they remain unwavering. And our IDPs still hunkered down in the hinterlands, in people's homes. Our soldiers who continue to battle the enemy in trenches. And our brave people who every Monday say to themselves, we have to show the world that independence is the only thing that will make us to stop fighting. Now, I always like to begin with our resistance on the ground. I know sometimes we look at a war of liberation as a movie. We watch videos, we are excited, and we need more. It's like taking cocaine. You need more of those videos. You need to see La Republic soldiers flying there. You need to see their own families also wailing and crying about the death of their loved ones. It looks like a movie, but it's the real deal, because on a daily basis we lose men and women. We get soldiers wounded. We get soldiers who are traumatized for fighting for too long without taking a holiday. Even in professional militaries, soldiers go on vacation. They receive counseling for the impact of war on their psychology and on their being. The constant sound of the bullets, the bombs, has an impact on every human being. And so we hail the bravery of our fighters. In the past 6 months, they have been legendary. Our struggle evolves based on, the ability of the enemy. It also evolves based on the overall strategy that we have conceptualized and put in place. By studying other wars and by studying our enemy, we have developed a strategy to respond to what they may do. We have also developed a strategy to meet the challenges of modern warfare. The fight we do today is different from the one that the Mandelas fought. They fought sometimes without the full scrutiny of the social media, without the pressure of the respect for international norms and the laws and customs of war. So we are conscious of all of these things in modern day warfare. But so far, the past 4 years has demonstrated the ability of Ambazonians to evolve, to be ingenious, first to survive and first to meet the adaptation of the enemy. We've moved, as you know, from den guns, from IEDs, assault rifles, back to IEDs and heavy machine guns. And we are improving. The improvement we are seeing in terms of our strategies and tactics and also the materials that we use is very optimistic. It tells us that we will survive. Those who don't adapt, they die, even in terms of natural law, in terms of business. You don't innovate, you don't adapt to changing demand and changing situation, you are going to go out of business. And so the evolution of our liberation struggle has been legendary. And I applaud our people for their continuous adaptation for the survival of our struggle and the survival of the Ambazonian people. Our forces are continuing with the punitive actions against Cameroon. IED deployments to take them out of their armor cars, increase the cost. Every armor car we destroy, we're destroying about 500,000 US dollars, probably about hundreds of millions. We put Cameroon more in debt, being unable to pay its workers, being unable to pay the soldiers, increases the pressure on them. So it's a holistic strategy. When you destroy an armor car, you take away personnel from the combat zone, and you also increase the cost of the occupation and increase the pressure of international financial institutions and the population of Cameroon, the government of Cameroon. This is how we will win the war. It may not be like the president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, marching with his soldiers across to Kigali. It may be being able to undermine the ability of Cameroon to survive its own domestic challenges and making a conscious decision which battle to give up. And we are aware that in historical precedences have shown that they will give up their conquest, their adventure in a war they cannot win. So the strategy is very innovative. What has slowed this strategy has been the funding. I know out there you do your best, but it's not enough. As I always say, and people say there is donor fatigue, people inject funding when there is excitement. No, it's a war. As you go to bed, soldiers are awake. On Mondays, people don't simply go out because they are not excited. We must continuously invest in our own liberation, knowing that we are doing this for our children, we are doing it for our country, and for the generation that will inhabit our homeland. And let history also judge us as the generation that stood up for something more than our own selves. So we are confident about what we are doing on the ground, the excitement across the entire territory. We've returned back to the block by block. That was, they attempted to destroy it where soldiers could not fight across different lines. Now soldiers can fight across different lines and they are able to receive backup, intelligence, logistic support from soldiers who are in that area and might not be aware about a particular enemy target or don't have the capabilities of taking out those enemy targets. So the block by block strategy gives everyone the opportunity to fight within the blocks where they know it well, to cut across different blocks, to reinforce other blocks, and to be able to be impactful from a holistic perspective. So this is what wins. What wins should not be replaced by a model that is tested and shown to have been wanting in terms of depth of conceptualization. So in terms of our posture on the ground, we are not there yet. We are combining offensive action and consolidation. This is critical. One of the things we should never do is to focus only on the offensive and then weaken our defensive action and lose the territories that we have already taken. So it's a two-pronged approach: offensive actions to keep the enemy busy, and consolidation of the areas that we are in control to give the opportunity for community schools, IDPs to return, and a projection of power, which is important for recognition. And I ask each and every one of you to continuously sacrifice, commit, and fund. Do not mind the days that the weather is bad. Do not mind the days that you don't see videos. Just know that what is required is your constant commitment. You have the leadership that understands the strategy and that is able to sacrifice and make sure that our people and our forces are continuously battling the enemy. So this is critical going forward. It's only our posture on the ground that will determine, the outcome of diplomacy. And this takes me to international diplomacy. What you should know in the past 4 years, and I've said this several times, the nature of the international system is such that the primacy of the state is critical for the survival of the international system. So there are two jurisdictions, the domestic and the international. The domestic is overseen by the institutions of the state. And before something moves to the international, they must have exhausted domestic remedies. States must have tried their best. And if they are incapable or unwilling, or if it has implications far beyond the borders of the state, it brings in the international. Even when the international comes in, the state still has primacy. So in terms of wars, when a war begins, the international system allows the state to try, even if it's a war of liberation, allows the state to attempt different domestic mechanisms on how to resolve the conflict. Only when they realize the state is unwilling or incapable can they step in. And so in terms of the conflict that we're having with Cameroon, Cameroon has from the onset shown it's incapable. It's also unwilling to resolve it because it hasn't got a model of conflict resolution that has worked other than the utilization of brute force, bribery, and corruption. And so Cameroon has survived in Ambazonia, by undermining its international obligations, by undermining recommendations from international bodies, by using brute force, by dismantling institutions of pluralism. So a one system, one person, one party dictatorship can dictate, the terms of any discussion and can determine the outcome. That's what has happened. So Cameroon hasn't got any model that it can say it can use to resolve a conflict other than the ones that it has tested and proven to have been very successful: the use of force, bribery, and corruption. Unfortunately, we've studied these models, understood the actors that have used it before, and we have applied a counter strategy that has rendered that model obsolete in the present context. And so Cameroon, jostled by trying to create commissions, domestic approaches, fake committees and stuff, first to fool the international community, to get agitators to line up and to begin to continuously enable the colonialism of our country. And once humanitarian crises reached a certain level, the international community stepped in. But like other conflicts, they always step in with a lukewarm attitude, hoping that we fail or hoping that there is a magic solution that is applied, simply because they have not studied Yaoundé. If the international system had studied Yaoundé, it would have from the beginning been very robust in making sure that it calls Yaoundé to order. Why? It would have solved a lot of issues. An autocracy that has lived for more than 60 years, a corrupt political system that has indebted the country and caused the death of thousands of people. They would have seen the Ambazonian resistance for liberation as an opportunity to help Cameroonians overthrow an autocracy that had impoverished them, created uncertainty and an economic environment that is not conducive for international transactions. They did not seize on that opportunity. They thought they could continuously prop an illegal system, sustaining it for their own interests. It has failed. They brought in the Swiss process, hoping that it was going to somehow get the belligerents to talk. And when you deal with a liberation struggle where the foundation of nationalism is weak, like ours, any overtures for international dialogue, the people immediately fall for it. Because in liberation struggles like our context, the majority are first agitators. Just a few have that dogged determination for the objective that the struggle defines. Others think you can agitate and adjust the system to make it a bit better. So the strategy of the international system is to win over the agitators, who are almost in the majority at the onset, with the hope that those who are doggedly for the objective of that struggle will fall or they are assassinated. But the unfortunate thing for them is they've also still failed to understand the way Yaoundé functions. Yaoundé wants to bribe agitators, he wants to kill nationalists, and those things didn't work out. The Swiss process has been a failure from conception, lack of commitment by the international system, cosmetic positions, and lack of concrete commitment to basic standards and principles that make such complex international endeavors to succeed. Like they did with UN Resolution 1608, they didn't show commitment. They hoped that somehow we're going to manage some understanding with Yaoundé, and they wash their hands and go away. It failed, and now we are in a war that should have never happened if they did their due diligence 60 years ago. So the lack of this international commitment and the lack of truthfulness, while they were meeting Cameroon in public, they were hiding and meeting us in private, not to anger Cameroon. And I've advised them going forward, every meeting with these people must be public. Let them treat us with respect and as an equal to Cameroon in the context of the war. And you have some leaders who committed to the Swiss process, and that commitment was probably for a couple of reasons. One, legitimacy and profiling, lack of in-depth understanding of how these things have worked in other contexts and how it should work in ours. No proper consultations and discussions on the model that could be adopted for the Ambazonian struggle. It was a contest for legitimacy. It was a contest for profiling, because our struggle was set on the foundation of the creation of a government where individuals became presidents, and we have a complex context now where individuals embrace processes because it might give them the opportunity of being seen as a legitimate leader at the level of the international system. So these things are complex. I don't want to mix it for us to miss the message. But we have made it abundantly clear to the international system that we are committed to a meaningful discussion that will end Cameroon's tyranny and occupation of our homeland, if built on a foundation of transparency and multilateralism. Because we will not allow a country that is so close to Yaoundé, that is the banker to Yaoundé, to oversee, a discussion for the liberation of our country. It's not gonna happen. If it doesn't become multilateral, a clear-cut commitment from the international system, the Ambazonian Governing Council under my leadership will not take part. We will continue to battle Cameroon, and there is no more consequences we can face that we have not faced for the past 60 years. We committed, and we hope that Cameroon can commit, and we need to see that commitment as a public record, so that it cannot play in and play out and give excuses just to buy time to continue its murderous campaign against our people. So we welcome the US shift in position and appellation, but we think that the United States has to do more. The United States has played with Cameroon for too long. From 1992, when John Fundi won an election, America was projected as one of the countries that could do something, to change the equation down there. But America did nothing. America played cosmetic politics with respect to dealing with Mr. John Frundi and allowed Biya to usurp a victory that probably could have transformed the country. And so we need proper commitment. We know the United States has taken some strong positions in terms of some basic sanctions and stopping joint military training. And we hope that they can take more robust actions that can undermine Cameroon's ability to continuously perpetuate an illegal system. I know that the United States has made statements on visa restrictions. That doesn't go far enough. The crime is genocide. What is going on in Ambazonia is genocide. And I hope that the international community can take its responsibility under the responsibility to protect the Ambazonian people from continuous massacres, systematic brutality and torture as a state policy. And we think that simply suspending or restricting visas for, a regime that is basically made up of people of more than 80 years of age doesn't do the trick. And there must be more robust actions taken against Cameroon to make sure that it can conform to its international obligations. And let our people know we shouldn't be bothered when the U.S. policy says they are going to impose sanctions also on liberation leaders. I am the only leader that such sanctions can target because I'm the only one who is out of the United States. It is not. It's a normalcy when you are a leader in a liberation struggle where there is the use of arms. There is an automatic restriction or to access, and so that is a normalcy, and we should not be bothered. We conduct ourselves based on international law, and we'll continue to prosecute this liberation struggle with utmost vigor against an entrenched enemy that has made brutality, part of its own domestic politics.
Mama.
Yes, my fellow people, as I was saying, we should not be concerned about, the U.S. Policy with respect to Ambazonia. As I have said repeatedly, there are no crimes committed by our forces that reach the threshold of adjudication at the level of the international system. And we have shown our willingness continuously to make sure we call out and are able to investigate any kind of infraction on the rules and conduct of war. Cameroon should be held accountable at the level of the ICC. It has committed war crimes in burning down villages. It has committed crimes against humanity for systematic torture, and it is carrying out a genocide, basically targeting people for elimination because of our nationality. And we think that the United States must be more forceful and work with international allies to make sure pressure is brought to bear on the monsters in Yaoundé who have used this war or used their tenure in office to commit crimes that they've never been held accountable for. Now let me move to the next issue, the issue of the ghost towns and the attempt at suspending ghost towns. As I wrote the other day, I know I have been a target for very long, and it's obvious why I'm a target. I don't understand why. I don't understand the level of hate from people who are fighting for freedom. You know, freedom and hate, the pursuit for freedom and hate for personal reasons doesn't really tie. Well, in the past 4 years, there has been a systematic campaign against my personality, the Ambazonian Governing Council and its leadership, and members of the Ambazonian Defense Forces. It has been systematic from the conception of SCACOF right up to the present political dispensation of the IGs. Deliberate, systematic, well-orchestrated campaign to denigrate, undermine, sabotage, and eliminate us. I don't understand how people who claim to fight for freedom will harbor such tendencies. But sometimes you start piecing together some of the reasons and you understand why people do those things. Sometimes a lack of confidence in themselves, and sometimes it's desperation and a desire for publicity, for personal gains. This is the nature of most liberation struggles. But this is what we should know. The call for the stoppage of ghost town is not new. The government of Yaoundé had made the request before. It had made the request before within the context of the Swiss process. That request was communicated to the SACOs. I'm not saying this to blackmail anybody, but I'm putting out the facts. These are facts. That request was communicated. It was floated. They considered the request and floated the idea in public. Then we never knew it was a request from Yaoundé. When the idea of suspending the ghost towns was floated out, I can't recall whether it was through ABC or still SCBC then, but under the leadership of Dr. Sako. It was floated out to test the waters, and there was revulsion against the idea. Our people were mad. Social media went mad, and so the idea was withdrawn. About a year after, sitting in a meeting, I then came to realize where this idea came from. I will explain later why the ghost towns are a critical tool in our overall strategy toolbox. When the idea was killed by public uproar, the regime continued with the hope that by breaking the Monday ghost towns, it is going to claim a certain sense of normalcy in Ambazonia. And this should make me explain to you the potency of the ghost town. The struggle for political control over Ambazonia is critical for legitimacy. Who has control? Who has control? Is it Yaoundé or is it Boya? Remember, a unique statement that was made. I'm not certain if it was Deacon Tassang or it was Dr. Bobala but I think it should be within the context of the consortium. One of them declared, by tomorrow or the next tomorrow, we will know who is in charge. I think it should be Deacon Tassan. So this is an issue of legitimacy. Is it Yaoundé who is in charge, or is it Boya? Every Monday, almost the entire territory of Ambazonia is ghosted. Nobody goes out. All shops are closed. Yaoundé does not care about the financial impact of the ghost town on its economy. It doesn't care about that. What bothers Yaoundé is the publicity it gives to our struggle, the sense of nationalism that imparts in our struggle, and the shame it brings on the enablers who call themselves governors, SDOs, and mayors. These people have promised Mr. Biya and the junta regime that they are the legitimate representatives of the Ambazonian people, that they are in charge, that they can bring things under control. But every Monday, the report card that they present is different. It's a huge embarrassment to these DOs and governors and mayors, senators, and now so-called regional councillors. It's a huge embarrassment. They will invest their blood and their soul. They will rather deal with the military campaign than to deal with the Monday ghost towns. And so Yaoundé has been interested all along to make sure that the ghost towns are stopped. The request Yaoundé has made has been that the ghost towns should be suspended as a measure of good faith to demonstrate our willingness to dialogue. This is a country that has not even committed to negotiation. This is a country that on a daily basis is burning down our villages, prosecuting the occupation of our country with utmost brutality. This is a country that is continuously building fake institutions to legitimize its colonialism of our country. This is a country that has amassed thousands of soldiers in our land, and we have to show good faith as a demonstration of our commitment to negotiation. And what is the price? One of the most potent liberation strategy that we have instituted. How does it come that leaders can buy into this? They don't believe that if you suspend ghost towns, Yaoundé is simply going to commit. This is what Yaoundé knows, and it's a well-known strategy. You suspend the ghost towns for one day. It may be impossible to bring it back. This is what happened to John Frundi in the 90s. 9 months of ghost towns, civil disobedience, and a simple negotiation for the suspension of ghost towns as a mark of good faith for Mr. Frundi's commitment to reconciliation. And that was it. It killed the ghost towns and civil disobedience as a strategy against the Biya regime. So how is it possible that in the face of history that we have learnt dealing with Yaoundé, and without any sign of good faith from Yaoundé, without any consultation with the Ambazonian people, individuals could simply buy into the logic of the enemy and unilaterally want to suspend one of the most potent tools of our liberation strategy? Is it for Ambazonia? No. It's either for their individual glorification or for their attempt to show that they are in charge. Listen, those who have stood for the Swiss process will do everything humanly possible to make sure it works, even if the outcome is not independence. Because without a strong foundation for negotiation, you cannot achieve the objective for which you are fighting. We learned this in the 60s. These people would do everything to make sure that that Swiss process goes forward as the justification that they had said that this was the only thing in town. It's extremely mind-boggling that first, they don't have the courage to come out and explain to our people why suspending the ghost town was necessary. In this later saga, they took my picture, created a fake profile. Why would they do that? For a man that has been attacked on a daily basis, they want to use my own image to convince Ambazonians to stop ghost towns. My people, what you should know, we don't develop policies overnight. Each time there is a change in policy, it is discussed, and I explain it to you people. Through different networks, I first do consultations in the background with stakeholders of our struggle to test the veracity of the policy. And if I see it is something that is acceptable, and then we move forward to communicate to the general population by explaining its merit, its shortcomings, its impact, and how we can measure the impact. Don't just get up and do a flyer and announce a policy shift. So I'm grateful to all of you who when you saw that flyer, you immediately knew this wasn't Dr. Choayaba. And for me, that was very humbling, because it told me immediately, you know who I am, and that all the repeated affront, accusations, blackmail, that you now understand is the last attempt, desperate attempt of a group of people who cannot win on merit and substance, and who think, they can ride to the top on the carcasses of their own. We will continue prosecuting our liberation strategy using a couple of options. The ghost towns will remain potent. We understand its impact on our people, but I think our people have adjusted themselves. We will continue also to assault the regime through defense strategies. We internationalize our struggle. We will use other international methods to name and shame companies that are doing business with Yaoundé. We will expose the regime as a system that you cannot invest in. My fellow Ambazonians, our strategy for liberation is a time-tested one, and it's working. And I want to assure you that you will constantly be manipulated. I will remain the central focus of many, the international system and the domestic system, because eliminating me is the sure way you can keep Ambazonia under camera. On a daily basis, people go out and throw a lot of tantrums. I listen to them, and I see desperation, I see confusion. They have murdered our forces on the ground. They have done all sort of stuff on our forces and on the image of the Ambazonian Governing Council. We respond forcefully. They know we respond forcefully, and will continue to respond. They murdered our soldiers in Bui. They took our materials. We've almost recovered those materials, and we'll continue to do so. You attack our forces, we will respond. We will not go on TV, but we will respond. I know your cry will be on TV, but take note, gone are those days when you threaten our forces. Those forces fight for the Amazonian people. We respect every young man, woman, and child was grown up, carried a rifle to defend their block and their homeland. We may disagree in strategy, conception of ideas, but we should respect everyone and make sure we pray for each and every one of them to stay alive to enjoy the fruit of their labor. It is a duty very few embrace in life. And these brave men and women who have fought in the last 5 years without vacation have demonstrated they are the finest breed of men and women in our struggle. And because of them, we will remain committed to the liberation and the defense of our country. Because of the sacrifices of our prisoners, we will remain committed to the defense of our sovereignty. And I ask each and every one of you to join me in this belief, in this hope, that even though today there is uncertainty, when we look at the roadmap others have used before, we can be very sure that in a short while we will achieve our freedom. There are complex international issues going on. Leadership is looking into those issues. We will break them down into understandable pieces and communicate them to you in a way that you will embrace them, understand them, and use them for the benefit of our struggle. I cannot promise you that there will not be confusion, there will not be chaos. But what I can promise you is that if you watch your life in the past 60 years under Cameroon, there has been confusion, there has been chaos. The past 4 years has shown that you can reverse all of those negativities, accommodate them or transform them to a beneficial outcome for yourselves. The Ambazonian Liberation War is for the independence of our homeland. There will never be any coexistence with Cameroon. As I hear people float the notion of federalism from Cameroon, no. We never wanted federalism from the onset. We were forced into a quagmire system by the United Kingdom. Those who resisted it were rejected. After 60 years, it is time to move forward. And we hope that our international partners must make a conscious decision between chaos with Cameroon and stability with Ambazonia. We will continue to be an anchor for stability in the Gulf of Guinea. We will continue to project certainty and hope for all peoples within this area. We will continue to project the values of transparency, democracy, and freedom for all who inhabit this area. Those are the foundation for economic development and prosperity that will alter the lives of millions of people in Ambazonia and across the globe. God bless you, Ambazonians, and have a wonderful time.
Hail this land of glory, we the Ambazonians, special loyalty. Praise to our Savior who granted us the freedom. Allegiance to the hero who brought the lonely gather. Glory to glory, we rise and never to fall. Here in a nation, flowing rivers and holy. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meet in our need. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meet in our need. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation.
This has been a live address by the leader of the Ambazonia War of Independence. Thanks for staying with ACN, the Liberation TV of Ambazonia. Welcome to ACN. The Liberation TV of Ambazonia.